Hi John and good morning. So let's get going with that. Sorry for the microphone story. Yeah, I guess it broke down and wasn't putting out any more sound as usual. So thank you for telling me like that. I can redo those for everyone. Now, your grade is a B plus, which is not a bad grade actually. It could be better, obviously. But grades are important, but as important as they seem to be, for me, grades are not the most important part. The most important part is the skill you will gain and acquire, and that you can use later on to get a job. Going to an interview, showing up, A plus in all your classes is not going to get you the job in that business. Going to the same interview but showing up a great e-card, completely finished, looking professional and looking good will get you the job. Okay, so I'm not saying grades and you should get D's now. You should get A's as much as you can, but you should focus mainly on your skill to get to the next level. All right, so let me try to get you to the next level for that project. Frankly, I gave you 87 on it, and to everyone I've been giving 80, that type of grades for that type of product. But frankly, it's worth less than 87. All right, I'm gonna pinpoint things. Okay, I'm just trying to get you guys going. It is very important to understand that if you work in a team, the pre-production will be the most important part of everything, as the rest of the team to produce the assets needs to have the information to make them. The better the pre-production is with more details, the better off you are in your production and the best your final product will be, because a good final product always has tons of thought process and details into it. Okay, now let's look at your storyboard. Okay, and about the story, that is the same. It is, they was flagrant to me. That's why I contacted you. It's my job to check those things. It is exactly the same story. The only difference that you use a hand right here, which the gentleman doesn't. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on being a big coincidence. All right, which does happen. Okay, I will make sure I monitor the situation to ensure that nobody is picking up anybody's else ideas. But I trust you and believe you, John. So don't worry about that. Okay, let's keep going and make sure you pick up your skill on that type of project. Now, so your storyboard, the drawing is too simplistic. All right, it's too hard to really. There's not enough details. All right, we see just a table, a cake, and someone. The details are not there. How is the table made? How is the cake and so forth. I know you have at the end a mainframe. You show me at the end your mainframe right here. But it's still not enough, and I'll get to that at that point. Okay, so also the quality of the storyboard is just not there. It is sometimes hard to even read what you're writing down right there, so you need to type it and you need to clean up the drawing. And it's very simple actually. You can take a picture of yourself in that situation, then go in Photoshop or Illustrator and actually trace it around. It's very simple, give a really good result, and it will train you well to draw. All right, now make sure you write down things, all right, properly. Now there is no real motion, indication. You need to say, for example, that hand is right here, and I know it comes, but you need to have an arrow that tells what's going on, and same thing, an arrow that shows what's going on after that the head goes in face plant. Okay, you need to draw it better using the technique I just told you a couple of minutes ago. Besides that, your idea is funny. It's funny in a certain way. Let's keep it this way. All right, now after that, your file, your brief is just way too small. It doesn't really, it's telling me certain things, but it doesn't show any proof of what you're talking about, number one. And number two, it doesn't give me information that let me do that project. Let's say I'm taking over that project right now. So I see your storyboard and I can't understand what's going on. So I might be able to do something with it. But now actually the art technical part of it is that, hey, what do I do? How do I do it? Now, well, there's no size. You don't tell me any size of what you would be doing it. All right. You don't give me the frame rate per seconds. That's very important also for animation. Super important actually. And you do not give me any real color scheme. All right, vibrant colors. But you know what? I want an actual palette of colors. Okay, and it is also important. I'll talk to you. I'm going to make another video about colors. You don't give me the font. All right, so there's not information. Okay, fix those things and I will upgrade your thing. All right, and I think this is too simplistic right here also. All right, thanks.